Welcome to my YouTube channel, Schooling and Preaching by Osis Sadhu. Now, in this evening, I am going to illustrate some of the aspects of Vidyasagar's life. Today is the 26th September, on which day Iswar Chandra was born at a poor family at Vidyasagar village in Midnapur district. The family was very poor, but his father was very honest. His mother was also a very charitable lady. Iswar Chandra Vidyasagar, his original name is Iswar Chandra Bandyopadhyay, and Vidyasagar is his designation. His another designation is the ocean of kindness, that is Dayar Sagar. If we want to discuss about the brilliance, intelligence of Vidyasagar, we must try to understand that he was not an ordinary student. Now I am going to offer my complete reference to this great, charitable, honest and sympathetic person. Vidyasagar was full of sympathy to the poor and to the needy. He could not put up with the poverty of the poor and the sufferings of the women. And in this middle time, I request you to give me like, comment and subscribe me. It is historically known that there is a story that Vidyasagar learned the English numbers, English digits from the milestone on the way when he was going to Kolkata with his father Thakur Das Bandyopadhyay. His mother's name was Bhagavati Devi. She was also a very kind lady. Vidyasagar learned Sanskrit, Bengali and English very perfectly. He wrote so many books. The most practical book of this time also is his Varna Parichaya. He arranged the Sanskrit letters, that is O, A, Ka, Kha, into Bengali. He is the first man who arranged the Sanskrit letters in Bengali. Before that, O, A, Ka, Kha were in the Sanskrit, and the previous writers of Vidyasagar managed to write their compositions from Sanskrit. So there was actually no decoration of the Bengali letters from O to Chandra Bindu. This is Vidyasagar. This is the mission of Vidyasagar, who arranged the Sanskrit letters into perfect Bengali according to present need. He abolished double re. There were two re's in the Sanskrit language, but Vidyasagar could feel that two re's are not required, so he accepted only one re. But in this time, we see that li is also going to be abolished. Language changes with the change of the time. Vidyasagar was a very practical man, was also a very kind man. He received scholarship many times from the Sanskrit college, and he got the Vidyasagar designation from the Sanskrit college. Vidyasagar was a great social reformer. He was very kind to the female class of the society. In that time, the females, that is the women, were very much deprived of their own humanistic right. So he abolished the early marriage system of the woman, and he established the widow remarriage, which was completely prohibited in that time. Vidyasagar was born and brought up in the British period. In this period, the society was full of superstitions, false beliefs, dogmas, religious fanaticism, and religious orthodoxies. But Vidyasagar conquered these false beliefs and superstitions. So he could do the social reformations, and he himself established 35 girls' schools in his own credit. He was very kind. He helped Michael Madhusudan Datta when Michael Madhusudan Datta was indebted in England, because Michael Madhusudan went to England to study law. Michael Madhusudan was very spendthrift, and he borrowed much money from the people of that land, and he was unable to repay the debts. So he was in a very critical situation in that time. He requested many people of India. He wrote many letters to many Indians, but nobody responded. It is only Vidyasagar who responded this requirement, this critical condition of Michael Madhusudan Datta. So he sent rupees 10,000. Of that time, the value of that time, I try to understand 10,000 rupees. Now it can be more multiplied. And he also sold half of his print shop. He had a print shop, that is Chhapakhana, of his own. But to help that poet, he sold his property, print shop. So Michael Madhusudan Datta afterwards praised Vidyasagar tremendously. He told that he has the wisdom and knowledge of an ancient sage, the energy of an Englishman, and the heart of a Bengali mother. Vidyasagar had a great challenge in life. He protested the English a lot, though he was not directly politically involved with the political struggle of the time, but he was not at all afraid of the injustice behavior of the English. When any Englishman insulted him, he took revenge of that directly, without any fear. He was a very courageous and brave personality. Vidyasagar was very kind to the poor. Sometimes he bought the things of the poor villagers. When they returned to their home with their things, with their agricultural crops, because they were not sold in the market, but Vidyasagar took them. Vidyasagar bought them in his own price, and afterwards he distributed the things in free, that is, without any price. He gave away the things to the poor. So kind Vidyasagar was. But Vidyasagar did not believe in God. He clearly declared that if there is God, there is God. But I don't require Him. he was very much valiant and courageous. He was born and brought up in a very poor family, so poor that even every day his father could not afford his full meal and could not afford his study material. There was no light in his house, in the family. Even there was no hurricane in the family. So he would go to the lamplight on the roadside to study. And from the lamplight, he studied books with complete concentration. And in this way, he required lot of knowledge in different subjects. I have complete reverence and respect to this great man of Bengal. He is a tremendously courageous social reformer. He wrote many books like Shakuntala, Comedy of Errors, Sitar Bonobas, and etc. A rudimentary of knowledge. That is Bodhodoy. It is a translation from an English writer. And his Comedy of Errors is a translation from Shakespeare's Comedies of Errors was translated as named Bhranti Vilas, and Shakuntala has been translated from Kalidas' writings Abhik and Shakuntala. It's a great literary work. He's a creator of prose writing in the Bengali language. His proses were very developed. In that time, the Bengali language was in a very backward situation. And he took the Bengali prose into a higher position. And for this reason, he was muchly appreciated by our Rabindranath Tagore. At last, I am offering my complete reverence and devotion to Vidyasagar, our Vidyasagar. Thanks to Vidyasagar.